Hello, this is Matt on the Moon Lambo channel, and this is the moment of truth. According to at least one chart analyst that I follow who's noting, and I'll show you the specifics, but it's kind of noting, this is the moment where either things might get a little crashy, or perhaps we see Bitcoin lead the market with, of course, every altcoin, including XRP, following back up to Bitcoin's monthly resistance, and I'll show you exactly what he's talking about here. Also, there is this story that I found fascinating, just in like a bigger picture type of thing. This story is from the Daily Hodl, titled, Kraken CEO Jesse Powell still bullish on Bitcoin, says use cases for Bitcoin are getting stronger every day. How about that headline? Are Bitcoin's use cases getting stronger every single day? Look, I don't despise the vast majority of what was written in this article, but the idea that because of certain recent developments that Bitcoin's use cases specifically are getting stronger every single day, I mean, I think they would have been better just to say what was covered within this article is true in a general sense, more so of crypto and the crypto asset class. But you don't hear that from Bitcoin Maximus. It's not crypto, bro. Don't say crypto. Call it Bitcoin. It's just Bitcoin because there's only one coin to rule them all. Because reasons. It's completely illogical, but you guys know the room temperature cottage cheese eating Bitcoin maxi trolls out there. That's just how they roll. I do want to be clear at the outset, though. I do not have a financial background of any kind. I'm not offering financial advice, and you definitely should not buy or sell anything because of anything that I say. All right, I'm just an enthusiast who enjoys making YouTube videos about crypto-related topics, but just as a hobby and just for fun. So the market sure has been a bit crashy today, has it not? XRP down to 79 cents, Bitcoin at $40,702, market cap for the asset class 1.88 trillion, Bitcoin dominance at 40.88%. So here you can see the 24-hour high for XRP, 83 cents, 24-hour low 76 cents. Not looking good for Bitcoin either here, which does lead the market, just a hair shy of 44,000, and the 24-hour low 40,198. So here's the 24-hour chart on your screen for Bitcoin, and for XRP it looks the same. The market moves in tandem, folks. And the poor lemmings out there, you hate to see it. Oh, those poor little lemmings. Here's the crypto fear and greed index at 30 out of 100, indicating that, unfortunately, and I take no pleasure in reporting this, but the typical retail speculators out there, the little lovable, cuddly lemmings out there that they are now fearful. They're fearful of the market. Yesterday, they were pretty neutral about it at 52 out of 100, but today, things have changed, and it's time to be fearful, they think. Even though the fundamentals haven't changed, and volatility within crypto is a known quantity, doesn't matter to these people. They're lemmings. I hope they learn one day. And I get it. We've all felt fearful. Like I've like it's hit me emotionally before. Now I've never responded to that, and eventually I was in the market long enough, and I just acquired enough data and experience where I was like, it doesn't make sense to be fearful. And eventually I just had a final epiphany about it all, and I was just like, yeah, I don't care anymore. I kid you not. That's ultimately the point that I got to. And now with all the volatility, I don't feel these things. The last time I felt fear in the market as a result of volatility, and it was XRP going down because we were in a bear market, was in August of 2018. I kid you not. Take a look at this tweet from Peter Brandt, one of the most famous, popular chart analysts in all of crypto. He shared the following with his 622,000 followers. And there's a chart on your screen for those of you that care to look, but he tweeted out the following. And I think in a general sense, he's right on this, and I think this is a positive message. And you don't see enough of it, frankly, especially not with the fly-by-night type of influencers and chart guys and YouTubers and all that stuff. But here's what he wrote. Bitcoin, major highs and length to exceed them cheerleaders who constantly beat the drums of to the moon are doing a huge disservice to Bitcoin investors. Corrections can be lengthy, long endurance, not constant hype, should be the message. Yeah, and that is my message effectively. So I'm not telling you to buy or sell or hold anything. It makes no difference to me if you participate or don't participate in this asset class in any capacity, whether or not that even includes purchasing underlying assets associated with any of these blockchains. Doesn't make a difference to me, but I have been very public about this. My strategy is very unsophisticated. It's do absolutely nothing. And Peter Brandt, who is a trader, mind you, he actually trades, he knows that. Even he knows that. And there's so much data on this. Again, it's been a while since I talked about this in this way, but it's true not just of crypto, but also of the stock market. Data shows we have over 100 years worth of data that shows the people in the stock market that have portfolios that perform the best, they do nothing. They don't FOMO into stuff, and then they don't panic sell when the market goes down. They don't do that. They just hold. And over a long period of time, you make a lot of money. Historically, the same has been true for crypto. Now we have fewer data points because the asset class hasn't existed as long. Bitcoin's been around 13 years. But still, to this point, that is true, which is why, for me, I'm not going to worry about it. I don't want to add that stress to my life. I don't want to worry about getting in and out of positions. I want to do precisely nothing. And this is a message that does not get communicated sufficiently. And so when I read that from Peter Brandt, I was like, absolutely, hell yeah. I will continue to share that message on the Moon Lambo channel, which is where hot jams are born and live. I get tired of that. Like the hype. It's okay to be excited. Don't get me wrong. Like I think it's fun when I see XRP price go up and other cryptos that I hold. Sure. But damn, it's just the constant, nonstop. Always moon. Like, can't we just be real and have a long-term conversation and just admit that most of what it is to hold crypto is a bunch of sideways trading and down price action? That's what most of it is. It's only short, small periods of time. Rare periods of time, frankly, where you see that parabolic move to the upside. Is it so bad to just admit what is the truth, what is reality? I don't think so. I just think that you need to arm people with knowledge and set proper expectations. Be in line with reality. That's all I'm saying here. Now, in terms of where Bitcoin's going, I got a couple tweets from chart analyst Credible Crypto. He wrote the following, and this is from this morning. It seems we are not yet ready for the next move up just yet. The recent push down means we are still in a local corrective structure. As per recent tweets, even a move down to $38,000 to $40,000 is acceptable / healthy, but that region needs to be defended to maintain bullish structure. And so, of course, he's talking about Bitcoin there. Even if it gets to $38,000 to $40,000, that's normal. It's not a place to be scared. And then an hour or so after that, he updated based on the movement that was occurring at the time, and he wrote, "Moment of truth. Lows taken. If our bottom is in at $32,000, then downside should be limited to the green region below to form a higher low." Here, I'll make this full screen so you can take a look at that. And then he says, "Again, this is my primary, and I expect we hold this region and come up to challenge monthly resistance once more." So he thinks it's getting back to this range, which would be, closer to $44,000. And as long as you hold down in this range, which is somewhere in the neighborhood of $38,000 to $40,000, there you go. Look, I'll say this, because I do follow a lot of different analysts, and I didn't pull up a ton of them for the sake of this video. There seems to be a lot of uncertainty at this point. And so I always like it when there's a lot of certainty along the analysts that I follow, because then what I've noticed is it's just more likely that that'll be the outcome. I'm honestly not seeing this. I'm seeing opinions of people that think it's going to get much worse, some think it'll get much better, some think it's going to consolidate a little bit longer. I'm like, well, sometimes it happens, though. It's just the case that there's not a lot of clarity out there, and people come to different conclusions based on the data that's available to all of them, and that's fine. It'll make it that much more useful and interesting, though, when I do see the analysts line up again, because sometimes the evidence is so overwhelming in terms of what's probable that they just all start screaming it from the rooftops, and then I really pay attention. Then there was this from my fellow XRP YouTuber, the Blockchain Backer, and he tweeted out the following: "It's actually pretty crazy. Like clockwork, Bitcoin stays on schedule." For those of you that can look at your screen, take a look. It's worth seeing this. The red and green price action here, that's what's happening right now. And the purple, I don't remember the exact range. I've actually talked about this on the channel before because he's been covering it for some time. The purple, it goes back to some point in 2018, and I can't remember exactly what the time period was. But it doesn't really particularly matter. The point that the Blockchain Backer is making here is that this chart formation that's playing out right now with Bitcoin, we have seen this before. And he started reporting, I remember it was probably some weeks ago, if memory serves, and we've just seen this development in real time here just develop and continue to follow what happened years ago. And that's why I said it's actually pretty crazy. Like clockwork, Bitcoin stays on schedule. And he's noting that it's just following this, which I thought was cool, so I thought I'd just highlight it. Make of it what you will. And then there's this from the Daily Hodl. Kraken CEO Jesse Powell, still bullish on Bitcoin, says use cases for Bitcoin are getting stronger every day. Kraken cryptocurrency exchange CEO Jesse Powell says the prevailing global political and economic climate is demonstrating the importance of Bitcoin. Powell says in a Bloomberg interview that he is bullish on Bitcoin despite the flagship cryptocurrency failing to hit $100,000 in 2021. And here's a quote from him. I'm still bullish on the price, A lot of us thought that we were going to get over $100,000 last year, but you can't predict these things, end quote. According to Powell, the prevailing geopolitical environment is presenting use case opportunities for Bitcoin as a store of value and a tool for transferring value. And here's a quote. Here's the part that I really found interesting in this article. What we see are continuing use cases and continuing reasons for people to use Bitcoin. I mean, inflation is at an all-time high since the 80s, and that's the stated inflation. We all know when we go to the supermarket that inflation is way beyond 7.5%. I'll just pause there to note in my personal experience to this point, and I live in the Midwest in the United States. There are all sorts of things that I purchase that cost substantially more than just 7.5% more. And then there are some that are less than that too. You kind of expect a mixed bag. But a lot of it's way, way, way more. Way more. You guys tell me in the comment section below what it's like for you, but I just thought I'd share. Inflation's not good. It's very bad. And then, wait, his quote continued, then I got a couple other thoughts, but his quote is wrapped up by stating the following. That combined with the controls, the clampdown on these protests, and legitimate fundraising efforts, I think, shows that the use case for Bitcoin is getting stronger and stronger. And there's just more and more reason to believe in it long term, end quote. And so here's what I really wanted to get at. Because look, don't know for sure which cryptocurrencies are going to be here for the long haul. I'm very optimistic about XRP, but maybe it doesn't last. I don't know. Maybe Bitcoin doesn't last. Maybe nothing I hold lasts if you fast forward a few decades, and a bunch of other coins that I don't own are going to thrive. I don't know for sure. I'm not afraid to say that. Now, I'm going to continue to hold XRP specifically as long as I continue to see it increasingly adopted and useful for people. So I'm not fearful about holding it in the least for a number of reasons, including that. But if you just look at the asset class on the whole, what's really worth considering, because like some people really still just do not get this. And it's at this point, with how far things have progressed in crypto, you best look inward if you think that crypto is not going to be here to stay. You better find out, okay, it's still here, it keeps going, what is it that I don't understand? You look inward if anybody out there isn't sure yet. And I know you guys listening to this, you guys get it. You're more on the cutting edge than just about 100% of humans on the planet, because like only 2% of humans have ever purchased crypto at any point in their life. So almost nobody holds it. You're part of a very small group, but it's good to be here first, because that means there's still tremendous opportunity. Wait till the rest of the money really flows in. But look, the thing about crypto is it's like you got to look at it. Like, I get tired of these arguments. Is there an intrinsic value of Bitcoin? And just like, oh my God, quit getting so stuck in that specific detail when it doesn't matter. Because here's the thing: if people find something that exists to be useful, and if it's an asset with a price attached, as long as it continues to be useful, or perhaps increasingly useful to more people, price go up. It's supply and demand, folks. This is not complex. And as it turns out, you can do things with crypto that cannot be done without crypto, without decentralized cryptocurrencies. And so set aside even the XRP specific use cases, which I talk about quite regularly, even if you're just talking about your own financial independence, and if you're worried about governments coming in, and obviously there's all this stuff, with what's going on in Canada and the trucker protest. I'm not going to get into the politics of that. That's not the purpose of this. I've got my own views just like you do. Maybe we agree, maybe we don't. That's not the purpose of this. I only talk about anything politically related if it's really centered around something cryptocurrency specific. And I'll tell you, this has gotten broader conversation going though. And the truth is, this is like the solution for all this, because whether you're pro trucker or not trucker, or the ones that are protesting specifically, and I'll just assume you guys all know the story at this point. If not, just Google Canada truckers, you'll see what I'm talking about. But regardless of which side you're on, at some point, even if you think they're wrong, at some point there's going to side that you believe in. And what if that side's getting shut down and can't move funds around? How are you going to feel then? And so given that you can do things, and there's an asset that has actual real world value because people decided that it does, it's not, the asset class isn't going away. Even if all the horses that we're betting on today end up not being here for the long haul, something's going to come along that has these attributes, or it's already here and just isn't widely popularized. Maybe you and I don't hold it yet. But it's here to stay. As long as this is valuable, this technology isn't going to go away. If you don't get that yet, I don't know how to make it more clear, folks. And so that's a reason that I don't emphasize as much on this channel. because it wasn't my aha moment per se. My aha moment was when I realized that businesses can exist that otherwise could not exist as long as they're decentralized cryptocurrencies that have an open market price. And the first one that struck me was XRP. And, you know, what Ripple's use case with it as a bridge currency. And then I just researched it further and, you know, the rest, right? But I'm just saying, whatever your side is, regardless of this trucker situation, regardless of what you think there, I'm just telling you, at some point, you'll be on the other side. Like, do you want to have the ability to have your own like financial autonomy, basically? Like, do you want to be able to, or do you want to be able to be? Do you want to be in a position where authoritarian governments can come down and just like shut you down, like eliminate you from banking, like they can delete you from society effectively? And so I'm telling you, there's always going to be a lot of people that want to have that option. And so for that reason, clearly, this asset class is not going away. So then you look at this, and then you realize that almost no money is in this. And you can even look at XRP specifically. Are these not reasons to be excited that we are here first and more people are just going to come? And these types of instances, they're catalysts to some degree for some people, and it's just going to keep increasing? Like, to me, that's incredibly exciting. Like, there's never been an opportunity like this in the history of mankind, as far as I'm concerned. And I do very firmly and seriously believe that. So I always think it's an interesting topic for conversation, but I'd love to hear your perspective. Maybe you think I'm right, maybe you don't. Let me know what you think in the comments below, but I'll wrap up here. I'm not a financial advisor. You should not buy or sell anything because of anything I say or write. That would be a very, very, very bad idea. Until next time, to the moon, Lambo.